Dr. M. Venugopal, sir. He is a general manager at Justech Smart Mandate Analytical Solutions Private Limited and a data scientist at Medaver.io and a visiting faculty for the Department of Statistics, Usmania University for industrial electives. And his skill sets are concepts of a neural networks, multi-layer perceptron networks, recurrent neural networks, convolutional neural networks, self-organizing map autoencoders. And another skill set which shows machine learning, supervised learning algorithms like linear regression, logistic regression, regularization, KNN, and decision trees, random forest, XGBoost, and support vector machines, etc. In unsupervised algorithms like k-means clustering, SOM, and hierarchical clustering, data compression techniques like principal component analysis and TSNE. And another one is hybrid approaches based on the need. Next. Model-based modeling, latent class techniques, and hierarchical Bayesian estimation, trade-off concepts, conjoint analysis, and max different and turf analysis, text mining, understanding of NLP, topic modeling, sentiment analysis, language modeling, and NER techniques. And tools are programming, Python, SPSS, SAS, Quantum, WinCross, Latent Gold, Swartooth softwares. And his educational qualifications are Doctor of Philosophy from Usmania University on an AI and machine learning algorithms titled Neural Network Applications in Classification Problems. Next, Master of Philosophy from Usmania University on multivariate analysis techniques, that is evolution of business organizations using multivariate techniques from 2003 to 2008. Next, Master of Science. Sorry for the interruption. I request participants to mute themselves. I request participants to mute themselves. Sorry, sir. Okay. Next, work experience. From Jan 2015 to present, he is a general manager at Just Smart Mandate Analytical Solutions Private Limited. And from April 2008 to December 2014, general manager Smart Mandate Analytical Solutions Private Limited. He rose to the different positions. This thing. And next, in June 2006 to March 8, senior consultant Gyan Vriksh Technologies. And from 2003 to 2006, team leader at TNS Kantar. I welcome you, sir, for the 5-day National FDP on Foundations of Machine Learning for the today's session, which we are going to speak on industrial case studies. Thank you, sir. Hope all the participants will enjoy the session and welcome you, sir, once again. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, madam. Let me share my screen.
Yes, sir.
My screen is shared, madam?
Yes, sir. Now it is okay, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, madam. Thanks for the opportunity. It's really a pleasure to be part of this 5-day faculty program. So today I'm going to talk about some industrial case studies. To set the context, I just wanted to play this video. And as being practitioner, most of my talk will be in the industry applications. And I will also try to give how different companies are using data science or AI data enabled services to serve the customers. So as much as possible, I will try to give the more examples. If you have any questions, please we'll answer at the end of the session. So to give the context, let's see this video. Let's see this. Voice is also coming. Hello. Madam, voice is coming, audio?
There's never been a better time for artificial intelligence.
Yes, it's audible.
With big data, cloud, and seamless connectivity. Voice assistants, smart robotic devices, real-time navigation. The world is ready to explore the potential of the single largest technology disruptor. From defense, healthcare, agriculture, education, transportation, space, the impact of AI has augmented human capabilities to a massive extent. Artificial intelligence for Atmanirbhar Bharat. Technology opens an entirely new sphere and sector for growth. It also opens an entirely new paradigm of opportunities. Artificial intelligence is all set to contribute and $967 billion to India's economy by 2035. India projects a tremendous potential to be the next big hub for the experimentation, testing, and development of AI technology. Besides the abundance of talent and latest technologies, India has the rich reserve of public data, which together are the growth drivers in AI investments and innovations. For the economy's explosive growth and inclusive social empowerment through AI-assisted healthcare facilities, real-time advisory, smart education, and infrastructure. Welcome to India, a garage for artificial intelligence-powered products and services.
So, with this note of India is going to be the garage of future artificial intelligence and data science. Let's start the today discussion. This is what I am going to cover next, 90 minutes. The first 15 to 20 minutes I will talk about, how data science industry is evolved from data from over the years, and also we'll discuss some of the industry case studies in finance, healthcare, retail, and HR. So, as we have seen that the world is changing very dynamically than ever before. We have seen like the world is changing very exponentially, and technology is growing very exponentially, whereas human thinking are not growing that much faster. So there's a huge gap between technology growth and human growth. So because of this dynamic change, we have like two kind of situations. We will face two kind of we are facing two kind of situations. One is the good news and one is the negative news. So let's discuss the bad news first. Because of this dynamic change, we there are some of the jobs, some of the existing jobs are we are losing some of the existing jobs, especially by the concept of automation as well as artificial intelligence also. So we are losing some of the jobs. Let me explain what is the difference between automation and artificial intelligence. See, the jobs which required only operational in nature, those kind of jobs are getting through the automation. This is there earlier also. But of late, what happened because of the artificial intelligence? Now the jobs which require little bit of intelligence is are also getting automated. So automation is basically, threat for the blue collar jobs. But because of the artificial intelligence, because people are building a lot of products, because artificial intelligence is basically people are building product with kind of intelligence. Now this threat came to even white collar jobs also, and the task which required little bit of intelligence is also getting automated. So that's the negative side of it. But at the same time, there are some jobs are also getting created. So that means the jobs which require to create this intelligent system, those kinds of jobs are getting created. For example, the jobs which required VR, AR, augmented reality, virtual reality, artificial intelligence, data. So these kind of jobs are getting created. So if you use the disruption in a positive side, if you upskill yourself and if you face your learning as per the you know the present world changes, I mean as per the change, if you change as per the world change, as per the change of the technology, then it's going to the good news. Otherwise, if you don't upskill and reskill yourself, and if you wanted to be continue in the world, similar kind of, if you are not able to upskill, reskill yourself, then you are at the negative side of it. you know Recently the definition for the illiterate is people are saying that the persons who cannot write and read, that definition for illiterate in 2021 is the person who cannot upskill and reskill himself, then that person becoming the illiterate. That's where situation we are going to enter. And this is also there earlier, but because of the COVID, all this pandemic, now that this has really faced further more, and now we are seeing completely different world. So the take is basically, if you are not able to upskill and reskill yourself, you are at the negative side. but if you upskill and reskill yourself, then you are at the positive news. So the same, because as you are being the faculty, so the students who are getting into this, who are joining now, they have to get into these roles. They have to get into these technologies. Otherwise, there is no need of getting away of it. As we already seen in the first video, that India is going to be the hub for future IT and data science. Why? Because India is the billion people with million problems. Other than that, India is the one of the cheapest country, who can get the data. So we are generating a lot of data. Nowhere in the world the internet is as cheaper as India. So India is the country which get internet is very cheap. Because of this, a lot of people are using internet. We are generating a lot of data. Other than this, India is full of India is full of younger generation people. There is a a huge talent is here. That's why in future India is going to be the central hub for AI and ML. That's what most of the company, most of the countries are looking towards India for this particular skill. Okay. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. So if you see, these are the some of the figures given by the some of the industry bodies. In future, whatever company, whatever domain you work, everybody will try to provide the data driven solution. And there is a clear GDP growth is there. I mean, there are a lot of positive, a lot of investments are coming across the board to India. So India is going to be the one of the central point for this AI, ML and data science based revolution. So this is what I mean. As I told you, that if you use the technology changes, as per the technology changes, then you will have it. You are in the positive side. Otherwise, you are in the negative side. So why this is happening? Because if you see, the reason behind all this is the digitalization. Digitalization means, this is like before COVID. By end of 2020, 85% of human transactions will be done by the digitalization. But post COVID, I'm sure this figure must have changed. Now most of the transactions are happening the digitalization, because the digitalization is the one of the key for all the innovations. The tools, technologies, all the time is there. But why we are seeing sudden developments in the data science or AI field, whatever you call? Because that is the data. We are able to generate the data through the digitalization. That's why we are seeing the change. And other than this, there has been a lot of transformation in the customer experience also. Now if you let me give you an example. Today if you search something on Google, Google says I will give you this results tomorrow. Will you use it? No. So because we are seeing a lot of customer transformation in experience, में a lot of transformation happened. All the customers are expecting quick, reliable and fast services. Other than this is one side from the customer point of view, and most of the companies are trying to give the services at customer at the personalization level. So because of these three things also, there has been a lot of changes are happening. Digitalization is a irreversible change. Basically, it is basically accelerating a lot of data. Because of this data, all the companies are using this data and try to build the services which can be, you know which can services through which they can serve the customer better way. That's what digital shift, and it's the irreversible shift. So whatever we are seeing is the digital shift is the irreversible shift. And now what is happened, this is actually earlier people thought that digitalization is going to impact the solution, but post corona, now this corona stage, what is happening now, we are seeing the transformation. You know the earlier the whatever will take the 2 years, now it is getting in only the 2 months. That's the amount of digitalization is happening. That's the amount of data we are generating. Okay. And this kind of digital transformation is not only accelerating any one of the specific industry, it's for all the industries. You name it, whether it's healthcare, whether it's industrial, education, transportation, retail, all the industries now are somehow accelerating to the digital transformation, and they are using the data and they are trying to serve the customers in the better way. We will see some of these case studies. Okay. So whatever domain you are there in future, whether you works with already some of the industries are already there in this digitalization and trying to, and are already giving better solutions to the customers, like banking, insurance, retail, telecom. But there are some industries now they are starting, like oils, mills, gas. But some of the industries are there in between, in middle, like storm, if you take storm and hurricane. So what I'm saying, in future whatever industry you work, there is no way getting out of working with data and provide the solutions based on the data. So that's why this data, database, I mean the data science, or whether I say AI, ML, statistics, analytics, data science, the take is basically we need to provide the solution based out of the data. Okay, we need to provide the data driven solutions. Okay, so that's what I wanted to make sure that it's only to providing the solution to the data. So now, so why all of the sudden now? So what is changes compared to earlier? If you see the present trend, maybe over last 10 year onwards, tools are evolved, the computing is evolved, the interfaces are evolved, sensor schemes evolved, data computation is evolved, interfaces are evolved, everything is evolved. Like if you see this picture, the tools evolved from what they were to what we are now. The computation evolved, data evolved, sensor evolved, even the interfaces also evolved. So because of all this, and that is not only thing, and all this working together closely, and nowhere, and all this evolved. Like if you see here, the connectivity is there, the storage is there, algorithms is there, sensors is there, everything is there, and now all these together working jointly together, they're all working together in combination. Because earlier, we have 12 tools technology, but we don't have data. Earlier we don't have so much computation power. Earlier we don't have so much clouds. We don't have infrastructure. Now everything is there, and all these together working together in a convergence. Because of this, we are able to create the products. We are able to create the products with the combination of these all these together. We are able to provide the solutions which really help the customer to give the service that is personalization. Okay, what is changed is basically because of all these tools and technology, the way the industries are serving the customer is also completely changed. I will show how they are changed. Now all the customers, all the products, now it's more become the customer centric, it's not product centric. All the companies are trying to give the most personalized service to the customers. And IoT sensor connectivity, now cloud and edge computing. Now the edge computing is completely changed the way we are processing and manipulating the data. 5G is completely changed the speed, and sensors are capturing a lot of data. So all this made the science fiction completely into the true. Let's see this case study. You will understand how this data science is really helping the people and it's doing the miracles. Let's see this.
I'm Sakib Sheikh. I lost my sight when I was 7, and shortly after that, I went to a school for the blind. And that's where I was introduced to talking computers, and that really opened up a whole new world of opportunities. I joined Microsoft 10 years ago as a software engineer. I love making things which improve people's lives. And one of the things I've always dreamt of since I was at university was this idea of something that could tell you at any moment what's going on around you.
I think it's a man jumping in the air doing a trick on a skateboard.
I teamed up with like-minded engineers to make an app which lets you know who and what is around you. It's based on top of the Microsoft Intelligence APIs, which makes it so much easier to make this kind of thing. The app runs on smartphones, but also on the Pivot Head smart glasses. When you're talking to a bigger group, sometimes you can talk and there's no response, and you think, is everyone listening really well, or are they half asleep? And you never know.
I see two faces, 40-year-old man with a beard looking surprised, 20-year-old woman looking happy.
The app can describe the general age and gender of the people around me and what their emotions are, which is incredible. One of the things that's most useful about the app is the ability to read out text.
Hello, good afternoon. Here's your menu.
Great, thank you. I can use the app on my phone to take a picture of the menu, and it's going to guide me on how to take that correct photo.
Move camera to the bottom right and away from the document.
And then it'll recognize the text. read me the headings.
I see appetizers, salads, paninis, pizzas, pastas.
Years ago, this was science fiction. I never thought it would be something that you could actually do. But artificial intelligence is improving at an ever faster rate. And I'm really excited to see where we can take this. As engineers, we're always standing on the shoulders of giants.
So that's what I'm trying to say. Science fiction is nowhere, now it's the reality. So with the technology changes, tools evolved, technology evolved, algorithms evolved, processes evolved, speed is evolved, where computers can also understand numbers, pictures, text. So that's what we have seen. That is the product from Microsoft. That's called Seeing AI. How it is help the disabled people. That's the power of technology. What people are enjoying today. So let's look at some history now. So these kind of things are. This is not happened first time. The world is already seen enough these kind of revolutions, and people will say there has been such three major revolutions happened so far. Right now we are in the fourth revolution, and some people will call this as the Industry 4.0 also. Let's see what are all those. So the first industrial revolution is basically steam-based revolution, which was happened around 17th. When the steam-based revolution happened, the trains came into the pictures, and it completely changed the way the transportation. Completely changed the transportation. And the second industrial revolution is basically electricity-based revolution. When electricity was invented, it's a huge revolution. It's a big industry revolution because through the electricity, we can make a lot of products and which can work, with electricity. By that, which can reduce the lot of human physical, stress. And that's the huge industry revolution. And the third one is basically IT and computer industry revolution. And the fourth industry revolution, what we are right now is industry revolution, which is called Industry 4.0. This industry revolution is basically with big data, IoT, and AI. This is the fourth industry revolution we are, and people will call this industrial revolution is called Industry 4.0. And compared to all other three industry revolution, this industry revolution has huge advantages. So in this industry revolution, all the products are not working with any steam or any electricity. It is working with the data. So this industry revolution is basically data-driven industry revolution. And in this industry revolution, obviously the most benefited person is the customer. So because all the products, all the companies try to understand the customer through the data and try to provide the solution for the customer at his personalization level. That's why this industry become more of C2B, customer to business. And also this industry revolution, we can see a lot of products which can work through the data. Okay, that's what a lot of industry revolution is there. We will see some of these products. How people are building these products which can benefit customer at their personal level. So what do I mean by personalization? Means you need to offer the solution what is customer is looking for at his personal level. Every person is different. Let me give an example. When you watch the YouTube, if you open YouTube second time, you will get some kind of recommendations which is based on what you watched earlier. This is called personalization. What YouTube is trying to do, YouTube is trying to understand, your habits, understand your viewing history through the data, and try to give the uh, recommendation which can help you for the which can help you by which
జారిందిలే
my god.
ఏ, ఆ?
Hello. Yeah.
Hello, sir. There is some disturbance. So
Yeah, please ask them to mute now.
no,
Okay.
no. Yeah,
So
sir. I'll mute everyone.
yeah, please mute everyone. So what will happen? Sorry, if you mute me, how can?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
It is going on, sir.
Okay. So that's what personalized services based on your interest. You need to get what you are interested. So that's what personalization. That's where customer is going to benefit. Yeah. Behind all these, I think one of the key thing is what people are talking about: artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence is basically creating intelligent system which can behave like humans or which can work with some kind of intelligence. So let me explain how it will work. Any intelligence system, if you want to build, there will be two types, two major components. One, first you need to understand the intelligence. Second, you need to apply the intelligence. In order to understand the intelligence, either you use the statistical or machine learning or deep learning techniques, which you covered last 3 days. That's where you will understand the intelligence from the data. Then you try to apply this intelligence in a through a product or through a web platform. That's why apply that intelligence. That's how the AI industry is operating. So it has majorly two components: understanding the intelligence and applying the intelligence. Understanding the intelligence will happen through statistical learning if it is very small data, and if it is moderately big data, machine and deep learning technologies. So deep learning technologies will help to, you must discuss it a couple of yesterday. Probably deep learning is mostly useful for the unstructured data, where you can work with either image and text kind of data. Machine learning is morely structured data. So let me also put the different perspective for machine learning. In the machine learning, the aim is basically representation of the data, learning and optimization. So in the representation, you need to specify the both inputs and outputs to the system. System will learn from the representation and try to optimize. The deep learning is basically decoding and learning and optimization. Because of the deep learning work with multi-layer neural networks concept, because of its multi-layer neural networks concept, it will try to decode the raw data, and on contrary, it will only find the features required for the model, then build the model, then optimization. So the take is basically, in order to understand the intelligence, either you need to work with machine learning or deep learning technologies and try to understand the intelligence, use that intelligence through some kind of interfaces and apply them in real time. That interface could be mobile, that could be web, that could be any product. That's what AI works at very high level. And as I told you that there is a huge demand for people who can do these kind of things, build these kind of things. So yeah, what people are say that it's there, this technology, NLP, sorry, this neural networks, all these algorithms are there earlier also, but why we are seeing all of the products and everything, because today, because of the data. So that's why people will say data is oil, data is electricity. Even the tools, technologies, everything is there. We don't have enough data which can support and build applications. But off late, because of various changes in the industry, we are developing lot, we are generating lot of data. So because the data is there, we are able to see all these products. That's why after a couple of inventors, now this AI is really coming into the picture, is really making the miracles. That's why this industry is evolved. So this industry is evolved because of the core of the data is getting generated in larger volumes from the past few years. That's why all of the sudden we are seeing a lot of AI ML based applications, which is giving better service to the customers. So that's why the reason, the reason behind all this is the data. That's why people will say data is oil, data is electricity, data is something. So without data, there is no we can't really build these kind of applications. Even though algorithms are there, even though processes are there, but we need the data. And other than this, why we are able to generate this much of data. People will say there are three major reasons for this. One is social media. We are generating a lot of social media data, and the memory devices are getting cheaper and cheaper, and a lot of sensors also we are able to capture this data. Because of the three reasons, we are generating a lot of data. So as per some of the saying, like now, earlier people used to say that 90% of data out of 100% is captured last 2 years. Now every 2 years the data is getting doubled. That's the volume of data we are generating. The three reasons are basically, I told you that social media, we are capturing a lot of data, and the memory devices are getting cheaper and cheaper, and the number of devices connected to the internet is also more, and the devices are connecting the internet, they are giving a lot of data. That's the one of the key change, and that has given the lot of data explosion. That is the one reason. And second one is, there has been a lot of changes happen at the computation also. Now we are seeing CPUs, GPUs and TPUs. That's completely changed how the process. Third one is a lot of open sources community comes up, and there has been a lot of open source tools are also there. That's why now we are able to build up applications which works with the data. This is what 1 minute data statistics in internet. This is what we are generating every 1 minute in the internet. Imagine how much data we are generating, and this is what some of the statistics. So imagine how much data we are generating. This is all we are generating. Like this slide itself is explaining like we have like every day I think we are like 44 gigabytes of data right now, but by 2025 it is going to be 175 gigabytes of data. So 1 gigabyte is equal to that many number of the gigabytes, and every day we are generating 2.5 quintiles data. So that's what the amount of data we are generating through social media, through sensors, through number of devices connected to the internet, and even our mobile phones, everything. This is what the data we are generating on this thing. And as I told you that this is one of the major reasons, the number of devices connect to the internet. If you see this chart, you can understand now it become 50.1 billion, you know devices are connected to the internet. And once you can connect to the internet, it always generate the data. And this picture itself is explain how the memory costs are coming down and down. Now even your phone has a lot of memory, it can capture a lot of data. So all this basically made data availability. Other than this, speed is also not a problem, because we are in the 5G. 5G has a lot of valuable added advantage compared to 4G. And because of the 5G, now we are seeing all the products has a services now. Now if you earlier we used to get SCDs for any software, or we need to get some kind of you know uh, what they can call exe files. But now because of the speed and process, everything we are seeing in a cloud like a services. Just go to internet and you can play and you can do any services. That's what everything is become cloud based solutions because of all these things. So solution as a service, all the services are, all the solutions coming as some kind of solutions where you can go and do it. And the one more major reason is cloud and edge computing. Earlier people store data in cloud, but if they wanted to do some kind of calculation, they have to send this data to other devices. From there they used to do the calculator. But of late, edge computing is also came into the picture. Now a lot of people are doing computation where the data is stored by the concept of edge computing. By that, the process, the fast and everything is becoming speed. And there has been a lot of algorithms also came into the pictures. And now the computers can also understand the image kind of data by concept of computer vision, virtue of computer vision. What is the computer vision? Is basically enabling computer to understand the images video. There has been a lot of development happened in the computer vision, where we are able to build lot of solution based on image and video data. And similarly there has been a lot of natural language processing is also based the basal algorithms came into the picture. NLP is basically enabling computer to understand the text. So we now computers can also able to easily process and understand the text and provide the solutions. Because of all these things, the AI become a huge power. And as I told you that now people are capturing a lot of data on sensors. Even though they capture a lot of data in sensors, they can use the computer vision and they can find these kind of applications like face detection, optical character detection, automatic image tagging, virtual agents. So these are some of the applications. How this is possible, why this is possible? Because computers can understand the images by the concept of computer vision. Today we can train the computers to understand the images and find the solutions by using the images. That's what also happened. There has been a lot of algorithms are emerging in this field. So at the same time, lot of unstructured data. I told you like out of 100% data, 80% data is coming to the unstructured data. That's a huge volume. It's not also a huge volume. And there has been a lot of tools also emerged which can also handle the text data by the concept of natural language processing. What is natural language processing? Enabling computer to understand the language. So because now computers can also understand this language, human language, so we are able to product lot of products like chatbot, sentiment analysis, mission translation, voice assistants like virtual events like we are Siri, those kind of things we are doing. So all these completely changed the industry, as well as the future industry also. Now chatbots are completely replacing the call center executives. It's a big business. It's already started. We'll see some of the applications are also. So this is what the superpower, because of all the tools, technologies, algorithms, cloud, edge, 5G, data, algorithms, everything, even parallel computation, Hadoop system. So this artificial intelligence, serving the customers with various names like deep learning, natural language processing, visualization, audio, graph, image, Internet of Things. So these are the various components of artificial intelligence through which it is giving a lot of solutions to the customers. And these are the some of the I have different in education. You name any domain, real estate, agriculture, healthcare, online, every domain now people are trying to give the solution based on the data using either of these technique, either deep learning or natural language processing or computer vision or Internet of Things or sensors or robotics. So that's what industries are operating. And today AI become a integral part of humans, from the born to death. What to eat, what to order, what to watch, where to go. If you want to buy something today, we are depends on AI based solutions tools. If you want to watch something also, it's like AI. And if you want to see the news, there is AI. Everything is become AI. So that's what AI become everywhere for the humans. What is happening because of all these things. This is the summary of what we have discussed. Because of all these things, what happened, the way the company is operated is completely changed from to fast to now. Earlier most of the companies are the reactive, but now because of all these techniques they are become proactive. Okay, like recommendation, everything, they are becoming proactive. And second, earlier most of the reports are active, static. Now everything is a real time analytics we are seeing. So it's the dynamic, like if you want to trace your vehicle, that's the dynamic real time analytics. Through GPUs, through image analysis, you are able to trace where is your vehicle. And all the Google Maps are working in the real time analytics. So it's not about volume, as we discussed that now all the companies are trying to give what is the value I am offering to the customer. It's all about value now, it's not at all volume. And as I told you that now everything is the more personalized solution. So earlier they will give some kind of segment level solution, but now every customer, now all the companies are treating each customer is separate and try to give the most personalized solution. The solution which required for you is what they are try to offer. And it's now all evidence based analysis, it's not meta based analysis. People will see your data based on the evidence, they will give the services. That's how the industry is completely changing. Let me put it in very simple way. Because of all these things, industry 4.0, now the companies are building the product which are in smart, which are assist, argument and autonomous. So they are building the smart products which should be recommend, which should be in the proactive in nature, which should help you out also. So it should assist you, it should augment you, it should also autonomous. Assist means like some of the products, if let's say if I want to book a ticket, so there are a lot of products they will assist you. Like we are seeing a lot of products. If you want to book your hotel, there is a product. It will go and search. It will do all the analytics and give the offer as per your budget, your taste. So that's what it will augment. So that's how the products are completely. That's how the companies are building the products which are smart in nature, proactive in nature, give the more personalization services. That's how the industries are moving. It's not for any particular industry, it's for all the industries. That's why it's this way. This industry, in this industry revolution, the most benefited person is the customer. We as a customers. Okay. And because of all these things, there is one data strategist is there, Bernard Marr. So he shortlisted some of the 25 to 30 technologies he shortlisted. And these are the top 30 technologies which is going to be rule the world for the next 10 years. So they are artificial intelligence, machine learning, internet of things. So internet of things is basically, they generate lot of data through the sensors data, through which we can build lot of products. In manufacturing, predictive maintenance is one of the things. Now there are a lot of companies are working where they can easily predict when the machine is going to fail through the sensors data. Wearable technologies like smartwatches, smart cities, big data, intelligent space, blockchains, cloud and edge computing, extended reality, digital twins, creating a system and do some kind of simulation here and try to see how it is working, creating a digital twin, natural language processing, voice interfaces like chatbots, computer vision, facial recognition, we already seeing, robots and cobots. Robots basically, Dubai is already installed a lot of police robots. What they have done, they installed some of the robots in public places and they fed lot of criminals photos to them. What it does is if the robot identified any of these kind of people, it will go and give information to the police. So those kind of tasks, actually, robots can do better job than the humans, because computers never tired. They are not biased and they never tired. Autonomous vehicles, 5G network, genomics, mission co-creativity, by concept of GANs and other latest technology. Even machines can also, design the music. Machines can also paint. And digital platforms like Facebook and all those things, drones, cyber security, quantum computing. The quantum computing is going to be completely changed the how the computer is processing today. This is going to be the one of the bigger change is going to happen in next few years. I think this is what people are taking it very seriously and working. This is the technology can change world in future. Quantum computing, robotic process automation, mass personalization, 3D printing, nanotechnology. These are the 30 techniques which is going to be uh, rule the world in the next 10 years. And all these technologies inherently works with the data. Okay. And other than that, because we are working with a lot of data, and the way the job skill set is also somehow changing. So now I think as a employees, we need to have different kind of skill set. So like we need to have a lot of data literacy skills. And I want to tell you one thing: most of the people will feel that machine learning is a code, but machine learning is not a code; it's a thought. It's a because now there are a lot of auto coding programs are there. You don't need to do much anything, but what you need to understand is the data literacy, how to create the relevant data. Because today big data is not the problem, relevance data is the problem. How to create the relevance from the big data is what most important task. For that, data literacy skills are going to be very important. Critical thinking, technology savviness. That means you need to understand, it's not like technology is there, I should use it for. You need to understand what way this technology used for me. And adaptability and flexibility, because the tools and technologies are changing dynamically day by day. So we need to have this kind of skill where we should adapt it, and flexible enough to learn quickly. Cultural change. This is a big cultural change. We never know whom we should work with. Maybe tomorrow we need to work with robots also, we don't know. And as being data science is a multidisciplinary field, it's nowhere a competitive field, it's a collaborative field. So you need to inculcate the group working skills, because it's a competitive, it's not a competitive field, it's a collaborative field, because one person cannot do, because it's a multidisciplinary field. You need to have a data engineers, you need to have a domain people, you need to have a data analyst, you need to have a storytelling people, you need to have the creative people. So it's a team effort. So you need to really build the group, group competitive, mm, it's a more of a collaboration field than competitive. So other than this, we need to be always self motivational skills, because this technology is dynamically changing every day. We need to learn. That's why it's the lifelong learning is the most critical skill everybody should have. This is what a very high level of why data science, how data science is evolved from earlier to now, how it is operating right now, what is happening outside. So I will pause for 2 minutes here. If anybody has any questions, I will answer. Otherwise, I will jump into the some of the use cases. So anybody has any questions? Okay. Now let's see how these kind of how this technology is really changing some of the domains, and how they are giving the solutions to the customers. So let's see. The first industry what we are going to see is the retail or e-commerce industry. And if you see, this is what I am talking about, personalization. If you see these two snapshots in Amazon page, even though if it's the same page, if you see the whatever the recommendation is completely different. You tell me what is the reason between these two? It's the same ad, but if you see the down, the recommendations is completely different. One page you have computers or phones, and one page you have watches. So this is what I meant by the personalization. If you see here nobody is signed up. Here there is a person who signed up. So what these machine learning algorithms are doing is basically based on the person whoever signed in, they use their past history, and based on the past history, they are try to give the recommendation based on the history. This is what I mean by personalized recommendation. So by that, this person might visited for the watches last time. So that's why when he search for, as soon as he signed it, signed, so it is showing this. This is how companies are using recommendation and retargeting. So that's why they are getting benefited. So recommendation is analysis, one of the vastly used method in the retail industry. Okay. And second one is e-commerce also. I'm sure everybody must face the must see some of the recommendation. If you buy something in e-commerce, if you buy something in Amazon, you can also see some of the recommendations, like people like you also bought this and this. So that's what the recommendation, that's what they call upsell and cross sell. What they are trying to is basically they are trying to use some kind of recommendations through which they can find people like you, similar kind of people, based on your pattern shopping history, and try to reskill and upskill. 30% of profits for Amazon comes through the recommendation engines. That's how they make the money. So that's the one of the classical example for e-commerce. And also when some kind of festival seasons comes, they will give some kind of offer. In that time they have to do lot, they will do lot of forecasting, and they will make their supply chain, inventory, everything is ready. Otherwise, what will happen, even though if you made, if you get lot of orders, and if you are not able to deliver it, that is also kind of loss. So that's what what will happen. uh, 1 minute, people are so that's why they have to be do lot of business forecasting and get ready with their products and everything. That's where they can also use a lot of analytics, and they do the forecasting and make ready with their products. And pricing also, if they wanted to give the pricing, how to give the price. Different geographical region, they have to operate differently. So that's how they will use lot of data analytics, and they will serve the customers better. Recently I read one of the case study. When this e-commerce company, they when they deliver the things, they are getting like one some specific part, one some specific place. Their orders are keep getting back, they are sending orders back. So what they have done is they try to understand why it's happening. So they went to the analytics, and they have done some analysis. They identified the orders which are coming back from the one specific geography is basically those who ordered on the those who ordered on cash. I mean, cash at delivery. So what people are doing is basically they are booking the orders. When the order came, because they book a cash on delivery, and they are sending it back. So what they have done is, so in that particular region they disabled that offer called cash on delivery. So that's why they need to understand the customers and take the decision. So they can't do this for all the geography. If they do this kind of action on all the geography, they might lose some of the business. So that's why all the companies needs to understand their business by geographic, by areas, and take the decision. That's how they will use a lot of data science, data analytical solutions in e-commerce. And upselling and cross sell is one of the biggest thing in e-commerce business. Okay, this is what I am telling about upsell and cross selling. And this is what earlier kind of application. Now because of all the tools and technologies, algorithms, data, 5G, everything is evolved. Now the complete retail industry is also transformed in India or in any places. You have to spend most time for the billing. You need to stand on the queue, and you need to wait lot of time for the paying the billing. But what is happening now, there has been a lot of data, there are a lot of technologies, there are a lot of companies already building some kind of product which can help the customers in better way to reduce this waiting time. So let's see one of the product, how Amazon try to solve this problem using the data science application. And this kind of products are already started in India also, Canada also. There are a couple of places they started this kind of products. Let's see how this will transform the retail industry.
4 years ago, we started to wonder, what would shopping look like if you could walk into a store, grab what you want, and just go? What if we could weave the most advanced machine learning, computer vision, and AI into the very fabric of a store, so you never have to wait in line? No lines, no checkouts, no registers. Welcome to Amazon Go. Use the Amazon Go app to enter. Then put away your phone and start shopping. It's really that simple. Take whatever you like. Anything you pick up is automatically added to your virtual cart. change your mind about that cupcake, just put it back. Our technology will update your virtual cart automatically. So, how does it work? We used computer vision, deep learning algorithms, and sensor fusion, much like you'd find in self-driving cars. We call it Just Walk Out technology. Once you've got everything you want, you can just go. When you leave, our Just Walk Out technology adds up your virtual cart and charges your Amazon account. Your receipt is sent straight to the app, and you can keep going. Amazon Go. No lines, no checkout.
So that's how the complete retail industry is going to transform with the latest technologies. So what they are trying to do basically give the services, fast services. You don't need to waste your time. You don't need to stand, no workouts. So that's also one case study, and this is one of the case study which we worked for our internal client. And today, you need to grab the customer at the right point for the right offer at the right time. So that's what we have built one product. We call this product as Right. The product name is Right, and which is basically work in this product we built by using IoT technologies. What this product basically do? We need to capture the customer at the right time, at the right place for the right product, and make that product customer into the and use that customer get into the business. So what we done is basically we basically installed some of the sensors in the shopping complex. Sensor is basically trace the location, and customer used to download this app in their mobile phone. So as soon as a customer come to close to my shop, through the sensor I can trace the customer location. So once I know the customer is close to my shop, then I will go to my database and see customer buying patterns. Then I will see what are the transactions he made, and then based on the transaction I will see what are some of the available offers or some of the offers. Then I will send the message to the customer saying that, hi, you are very close to my shop and you bought the Nike shoes last time, and there will be some promo offers happening, why don't you come and visit? So then customer really thrilled how he knows it. So what we are trying to do, we are tracing the customer location through the sensors, and we are going to see the buying pattern and try to find what is the customer is most excited about it, and we are sending messages based on his pattern. Then if the customer is really interested, he will come and easily buy it. So that's what we have done. Is what we are trying to do is basically we need to catch the customer at the right time, at the right place for the right offer. That's what this industry is completely changed. This product we called as a Right product, and it's really helpful for the retailers, because once he's very close to your place, it's better to catch rather than sending some kind of messages or promos. So that's how it also completely changed this the industry. This we built this for one of our clients, and they are really happy with, because now they are saying because when the customer understands, you must also see these kind of messages when you are passing to some of the stores, you might get some messages. So this is what most people are using it. So catching the customer at the right place for the right promo at the right time is very much important. This is what we built for one of our client. This is one of the real retail applications. And healthcare, basically Mediva is one of the, I basically work for a healthcare company. We also built some of the product which I will demonstrate now. So one of the most important data, and as of now is the neglected data, is the healthcare data. But now if you see, most of the companies are trying to build lot of product which can really help customer. It can really help the humans. In all other domains, the technology might disrupt the humans, but in this particular domain, the technology will help the humans. That's the beauty of the healthcare. So now, if you see, the most of the companies are trying to build a lot of healthcare products. That's where I can see that AI is the really social good technology. I have my own blog called statsvenu.com where I will write. So there recently I write one blog where I feel that this AI, ML, data science is really one of the social good technologies, because now most of the companies are trying to build the application in majorly three areas. One is the healthcare, second is agriculture, and third is the education. These are the three important essential facilities need by any humans. That's why whatever ways, whatever company, if they build the products, ultimately it will come and help the humans. So recommendations, products is good, but if we try to build the product which really answer the human essentials, then that's why it's the great product, great technology. If you see AI, ML, and this has that capability. That's why, in the first initial video also, all the governments are working, and a lot of companies are building a lot of products in healthcare, education, and agriculture, personalized education, precision medicine, and local, geographical based agriculture. These are the three things which really help, which really need, which really which has to develop to serve the human. That's why this technology is really a social good technology. Let's coming back to the healthcare. Now, as we already seen, computers can already understand the images. So I think there has been a lot of products people are working on it, which can really doing a great job in the radiology. Now there are a lot of product we can take the image and give the so, summary, give the whether it has a disease or not. So by compared to humans, these products can do better job. I think in future, I think we have radiologists where they can see whether the machine given report is correct or not. One more check, but most of the radiology task will be taken by the machines. There are a lot of products are coming out, and this image radiology and image analysis is very important when you are operating the brain. I think brain is a very complicated piece to understand. So there has been a lot of 3D images is required. So the MIT based people come up with a tool which can process the brain images 100 times faster than the humans. So that's where, this particular imaging based technology will really help, and lot of companies are building products which can work with the images also. Now the COVID also, there are a lot of people come up with some of the computer vision applications where they can easily see the scan and say that whether they have COVID or not. So that's why, this complete healthcare industry is transforming. And other than this, this is what, one of the most important thing is electronics health records. Now today, one of the most important data is the neglected data is the healthcare data. So today, if you go to the hospital, they will prescribe something on the paper, you will come up, and next if you go to the another hospital, once again they will prescribe. So there is no way of, tracking of the data. And if you have done tests today and tomorrow also they will done the test today. So there is no way of, storing this data electrically and electronically, because once you have the data, the application is the same, whether the retail data, whether the healthcare data, everything, the application is same. That's where, we started our company called Mediva. So the object of the Mediva is basically creating the digital healthcare records and try to offer the solution to the doctors, which can help for them at the clinical decision support management point of care. Because there is a highest number of deaths also happening because of the clinical mistakes also, because there has been some drugs, they won't go each other, because the doctors might not know about the history of the past history. They might tend to some of the they might do some of this kind of mistakes also. So once it is digitalized, they might not do this kind of the thing. That's the reason we started this product. And this is we call as the Medio. What essentially does is basically it will convert it will create the electronics healthcare records, and based on the data, it will also help the doctors to it will also help the doctors at the point of care. So let's see what we will do in the Mediva. Small demo of our product. Let's see. This is what we are doing at Mediva.
Welcome to Mediva. We take pride in being India's only electronic health record that really cares about the value of real world data for doctors and goes beyond just e-prescriptions. Where while you are doing your normal consultations, the background AI and machine learning models convert all your clinical information into meaningful and analyzable data. We understand that ease of use is important, and we are committed to providing doctors with a seamless experience so that entering patient data becomes easier than a handwritten prescription, ranging from advanced link-based virtual clinic feature that lets you connect with your patients without any app, while you can observe their previous history and trends and make informed decisions even at a distance. Patients can share the link with their children or caregivers who can also join in from any part of the world. smart recommendations that match your clinical thoughts while you are consulting the patient, easy to use templates that can save you a significant amount of time in adding detailed instructions for filling in the treatment plan quickly, ability to choose from elegant prescription designs which can further be customized, ability to share the digital prescription with your patients via WhatsApp at a single click, and a lot more. We have for more than 10 years been working with global organizations handling billions of rows of data for their analytics needs. This is your inbuilt analytical dashboard and is an important first step where doctors told us that they lose a lot of time in what should be simple tasks like exploring your own real world data because these are interactive charts and can be used to define any group of characteristics like gender, age groups, and medication in this case. Every input is like a Lego piece available for reconstruction. This will help the doctor develop and explore hypotheses quickly. As a doctor who has published research papers using real world data, you would know the various challenges in maintaining the data quality and fidelity. This effort and time that goes into it can now be reduced by up to 90% by using Mediva. Also, you can download these presentations from here and present them the way you like. The next step for a doctor is the ability to compare patient cohorts and perform statistics.
Okay, so basically that's what we do at Mediva. We basically convert the data into digital format and give the doctors where it can help doctors to take some of the decisions which require at clinical point of care, and also help them to understand their patients better, and do a lot of and help them to provide the personalized precision medicine at each patient level, because each patient is different. So that's where data will help you to take the decision. If patient is coming this kind of background, this kind of symptom, this is the best. So those kind of augment kind of decisions this platform will give to the doctors, through which doctors will take the decision, which will augment them to take the decision. That's what we do. And other than that, virtual assistants through the there are virtual assistant nurses. Basically, virtual nurses, generally what nurses will do, basically they have to remind the patients about the medications, appointments, everything. So there has been a lot of products are coming out which can do nurse kind of job through the virtually through the apps and products. And other than this there are a lot of wearable and smart watches. This kind of technologies also comes where we can monitor our health, and whenever we see some kind of abnormalities in the trend, we can go for investigation. So that's where health monitoring wearables or techniques are very helpful. Other than that, what companies are using, some of the insurance companies are really using this health monitor wearable designs, and they will monitor they will monitor like patient habits, what is eating habits and everything, and based on that they are adjusting the insurance. That's where technology, as I told you, that these technologies are working individual or together, making a lot of miracles. What they are doing, insurance companies, to give the insurance through the wearables and to the IoT devices, they can understand, they can estimate how many kilometers the patient is walking, what is his eating habits, through which they can understand the that health index. Based on the health index, they are designing some kind of insurance policies. That's how the healthcare industry is also is happening. I think yesterday I am reading somewhere that most of the companies in future is somehow some way other way works with the healthcare. Insurance companies or wearables technologies or robotics or robots also, like we already seen some of the robotic based surgeries are happening. If it is like very very small particles, if you want to get operated, then I think virtual VR, AR and robotic based surgeries are happening. That's how the healthcare industry is completely transform in future, and essentially it is good for the people. And HR, I'll quickly consider the HR. HR is one of the domain is completely taken through the system. So, let's say in any typical company, if you want to recruit the employee, what are the steps we will have? First, we have a job description. We post the job description. We'll get the CVs, and based on the job description, we'll shortlist the CVs. Then we do the first round interview, second round interview. Then on the job, once they are on the job, we need to give some about company protocols. Then we need to provide the training, and then we need to see how the customer happy. This is what complete HR will do. But somehow this complete process is automated to the data science. What will happen if you wanted to recruit the people on the manual. Let's say if you have one job, if you get some 100 CVs, if you want to do it in manually, you may make some mistake on the process, you may eliminate some of the good CVs, and you may shortlist some of the invalid CVs also. Now what is happening, because now computers can also understand natural language processing. Now there has been a lot of products came, tools came to the given job description. It will go and take all the CVs, even the 1,000 1 lakh CVs is not a matter. What it does is it take the job description, and it will take CVs, and it do the text similarity, and based on the text similarity it will sort the people. So imagine how much rate. So then what will happen? You just call the top 10 people for interview. That's how screening of the CVs is completely taken by some of the products. There are products there in the Google. You can search it also. And the second is when you want to interview, and the most of the first round interviews is basically about understanding your education, background, experience, and scrutiny. Those kind of interviews also mostly taken care by voice based chatbots. So that's what they call, and some voice based chatbot will do the interviews. So that's what that stage is also automated. And once you join the company, so there has been a lot of protocols, policies to do that. Actually a lot of companies are installed text based chatbots, where if you want to ask any question, you can just ask in the chatbot. That's where that process is also automated. And when you on the job also, every customer has to give different kind of trainings. For that, lot of companies build lot of applications based on your education, based on your skill set. You will promoted various training programs. You will suggested various training programs. There has been a lot of products in that also. And when you are on the job also, based on the computer vision, other technology, we can easily understand how happy you are, how satisfied you are. And there are also some of the tools, they can easily estimate how soon you can leave the company also, based on your facial expression, based on your emotions, all those things. That's how the complete HR industry is completely transformed with data science and data. So most of the tasks now that are taking care by our systems are taking care about these tasks. And banking, yeah, I will quickly finish the banking also. Banking also use a lot of analytics. In fact, they are the first forefront industry, domain use the analytics very highly. Let's say if they wanted to acquire if they wanted to install a ATM also, they do a lot of geospatial analysis. How many customers are there, who are the competitors are there, how many. So like that, they will use a lot of catchmentation analysis, and they install the ATMs. Before starting ATM also, they do a lot of analysis. And also one of the most important thing is when they wanted to increase the credit limit, they will use a lot of analytics by seeing your lifestyle, spending habits, everything they will see. And they will give this kind of your credit limit increased or decreased. That's what they will do. And banks is one of the thing, they will use data and try to upskill and more skill cross sell and upsell the products. Let me explain how they will do. When you join the bank, first they will give the account, and based on the account to transaction, they will offer you credit card. Based on the credit card transaction, they will try to offer you vehicle loan. Then they will try to give the house loan. Then they will try to give the health loan. That's how banks will use a lot of analytics based on your lifestyles, habits, spending, your transactions. Based on that, they will try to give a lot of cross sell and upsell, credit limit increase, everything. They will use a lot of machine learning technologies, they will use it. Other than that, money laundering is also one of the big thing. Earlier money laundering will be handled through the rule based things, but now because the people are also very smart, so that's why they are doing different kind of frauds in different way. That's why they are using a lot of deep learning technologies to catch this kind of money laundering, anti money laundering things also. That's where banks will use a lot of things. And actually, in US, if you apply for any loan, the average time they will take, whether you approved or not, is the 7 minutes. Because that's how they have a lot of data. That's why a lot of fintech companies, banks we call as fintech companies. So they have a lot of data, and immediately they can tell you whether you approved loan or not. Not only that, they will also give why you are not approved loan also. That's where the machine learning is matured, that it can also take the decision. And off late, lot of algorithms are happening, we call as interpretable machine learning. They will also tell you why you are rejected for the loan. So that's the power of data. So a lot of companies are doing that. That's why healthcare is complete, sorry, that's why banking is already there. I mean, we are all seeing now most of the people are doing transactions in mobile only. So that's all the data. And computer vision, yeah, IoT. This is also one of the product, one of the solution we build for our Indian open data initiatives. So as computers can also understand the sensors data, what we have done is, Delhi is all the time is full of pollution. So what we have done is, we basically put lot of sensors in various places of the Delhi. What those sensors will do, it will go and capture all the elements in the air, in the pollution air, in every one nano minute, and they will send that how much carbon dioxide, how much nitrogen, all these chemical there in that air, and that information will send to the server. And based on that information, we use it to map it on the India map. That these are the location with highly polluted. These are the location with less polluted. If anybody wanted to go out that time, basically they need to open this application and see whether that particular area is polluted at that moment or not. That's what we have built like a couple of years back. So that's where we can use a lot of sensors data and capture that on real time data and build the product solutions. So this is what we have done it. And yeah, this is also one of the project actually China is offering. They called the City Brain project. In China, in all their roads, they have a lot of sensors installed. Whenever any accident happened, they automatically reroute the traffic such that the ambulance and police will reach the location fastly, quickly than 15%. So that's how they are using this computer vision kind of applications. They are using this like Alibaba Cloud. So once something is happened, automatically data is rerouted, and it will help the ambulance or police to reach the place. That's how smart city works. I think now we are also seeing a lot of smart city initiatives are happening in India also. I'm sure in future we can also see. Now in Hyderabad also, Telangana government is also started this. There are some tools already people are installed, where through the sensor they can easily locate the crowded place. If some place is there more than 200 people, at least the police will know this is the place, at least there are having 250 plus people are there. That part is done in even in Hyderabad also. I'm sure in future here also we can see these kind of applications. These applications are not that much difficult once you have the data. Now I think everywhere we are seeing the sensors, I mean cameras or sensors. So once we have the data, we need to use the data and build the applications. And face recognition, yes. Now in airports we are seeing, I think some of the VIPs already get this opportunity, this facility, where they don't need to show any identity, just go and walk away through their face recognition. I think there is no scrutiny check for them. So that's what they are doing, the face recognition. All these are happening through the um, computer vision. Now we are going to the natural language processing. Natural language processing is understanding computers language. When you go to the Google search engine, is basically one of the classical example of the natural language processing. And if you type to the Google, if you type three letters also, it will give the complete sentence. That's where they will use a lot of language modelings and try to give the applications. And today Google is also not giving the information, it also giving a lot of knowledge. So if you something you search, it's not only give the search results, it will also give some of the key takeaways. That's where that search engine is completely transformed with the analytics. And as I told you, the chatbots is basically charting most of these products already include. As soon as you open their website, we are seeing the chatbots, where mostly 60-70% of customer queries will be handled by the chatbots, because mostly 60-70% of customer queries will be the similar kind of questions they will ask. That's why they are changed completely with the chatbot. And yeah, this is one of the case study I wanted to talk about. So we built this application for one of the food restaurant chains. So this we called as the lunchbox. So what this product will do, basically, as soon as you go to restaurant, if as soon as you give the feedback in the text, what will happen, our product will basically read this text and give how happy you are with various counts of how happy with your experience, food, service, everything. So this product we called as a lunchbox, and here the data is text data. So what will happen, because as a customer I can understand how happy with you our services. The next time you come, and as soon as you come, I can easily trace out for what reason you are here. I mean, so accordingly I can serve the better. So that's what a lot of products are working with even text also. uh, and that's what in everywhere I think NLP now. That's what happened, whether it is the text, whether it is the image, whether it is the audio, no matter it is, now there are tools and technology evolved to find to find solutions and serve the better. So that's where all the industries are using this kind of NLP applications. And what happened because of all these tools and technologies, the gap between machines and humans very less, very thin. It's become very close. Generally, if you take humans also, what humans will do, we basically perceive the information, we process information, we act basis on the process information, we will learn. This is what humans will do. We perceive the information with the basic our five sensors, either eyes, we basically perceive the information. Then what we do, we process the information and we learn and we act it. Because of the tools and technologies and data and everything, what will happen now, computers are also, once you train them, they are also become as smart as humans, and we are almost seeing the product which can behave like humans. Let's see this product, and you see how computers are become as smart as humans and giving the services. Let's see this video.
The progress of the assistant. As I said earlier, our vision for our assistant is to help you get things done. It turns out a big part of getting things done is making a phone call. You may want to get an oil change schedule, maybe call a plumber in the middle of the week, or even schedule a haircut appointment. We are working hard to help users through those moments. We want to connect users to businesses in a good way. Businesses actually rely a lot on this, but even in the US, 60% of small businesses don't have an online booking system set up. We think AI can help with this problem. So let's go back to this example. Let's say you want to ask Google to make you a haircut appointment on Tuesday between 10 and noon. What happens is the Google Assistant makes the call seamlessly in the background for you. So what you're going to hear is the Google Assistant actually calling a real salon to schedule the appointment for you. Let's listen.
So how can I help you? Hi, I'm calling to book a women's haircut for a client. I'm looking for something on May 3rd. Sure, give me 1 second. Sure, what time are you looking for around? At 12 p.m. We do not have a 12 p.m. available. The closest we have to that is a 1:15. Do you have anything between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m.? Depending on what service she would like. What service is she looking for? Just a woman's haircut for now? Okay, we have at 10 o'clock. 10 a.m. is fine. Okay, what's her first name? The first name is Lisa. Okay, perfect. So I will see Lisa at 10 o'clock on May 3rd. Okay, great. Thanks, great. Have a great day, bye.
So here what is happening is basically a computer is talking to the human. It's not only talking to the human, based on the human reaction, it is also changing and communicating as per the human need, human interaction. That's where the tools are evolving. So in this, if you see, the emissions is almost behaving like humans. But the problem is right now, very few organizations are able to build this kind of applications. Like if you see any other AI products, they are coming from either Amazon or Google or Facebook. Why they are able to build the products? As I told you that because they have a lot of data. And the reason behind all the products is the data. So if you don't have the data, they can also not build this kind of products. So the more you train the data with more data, they become smart. Because Google, Facebook, and these people are having lot of data. Inherently, we are helping to get the data. They are able to do the products. But what is happening right now is because of various changes in the industry where the memory devices are getting cheaper, number of devices connect to the internet is more and more, and social media. Now all the companies are trying to get this information. So what will happen in future? Most of the companies will have the data. So once we have the data, obviously the pressure comes to the analyst to create this kind of products. That's the reason in future we need a lot of people who can come and build this product. That's why we have an opportunity. And second thing I wanted to tell you, one more thing is, on the process, I think most of the people will feel that the basic the backbone for creating all these products is the code and algorithms. No. And what will happen right now, because of the open source, there has been a lot of open source auto coding programs is also there. So coding is not at all a problem. Coding is important. I'm not saying it's not important, but there are a lot of tools already evolved where you can automated the core. So what is happening there, when you have the huge data, if you want this kind of products, you need to understand the business case, you need to understand what you wanted to build. That's where the data literacy skills, that's where statistical, mathematical, programming, reasoning skills are very important. So so I wanted to tell you one thing: if you really wanted to become a data scientist, or if you really wanted to work with the data along with the tools and technologies, you please try to understand the domain what you are working, and you try to understand the how to find the relevance from the huge data. That's why the data literacy skills are very important. So that's what I having said that, because the data is growing, tools are evaluating, everybody has the data now, everybody wants to give the services at customer smartly, proactively, at the personal level. That's why there is a huge demand for the people who can come and build the solutions. It's not for any domain, you can take any domain. Even manufacturing companies are trying to predict when the machine will fail. Healthcare companies wanted to understand when he will get the disease. So a lot of proactive measure, it's not reactive. And customers wanted to understand when the customer will leave, if leave, when he will leave. So everybody wanted to understand the customers, at early stage, and based on that, they wanted to give them more offer. That's where the analysis industry is very well required for all the domains. So the reason for that, to create all this, we need a person like this. He's a data scientist, miracle man. So this man has to have multiple skills. That's what I am saying. There is no person called data scientist. Always this is a multidisciplinary field. Multiple peoples need to come and solve this problem. That's why I told you that collaborativeness is required. We need a computer people to understand, process the data. That's why we call data engineers. We need statistical or machine learning people to generate the intelligence from the data, and we need, all the real time and all those people. I mean, once again, it will come back to computer people to provide and create the intelligence in package and deploy in the real time, because that intelligence should work on the real time. That's why the development interface, everything is required. And other than this, how to convey the result to the customer, because that is also very important. Domain skills, storytelling skills. So that's why it is a very unique field. So what people will do, if people will start on their own field, like if I am computer background, they start with data engineer and has to learn other things, then he become that architect of data scientist, where he can work with all the dots. If similarly, if statistics background people, he has to start with as a data analyst and try to learn big data concept and domain and all other skills. That's why, if you want to really become a data scientist, you always, lifelong learning is what required, and this is the person who can do all these things. And that's why it is very crazy job, and people are ready there to pay you more, but it's not as much as simple as we expected. So with this, I am done today. If you have any questions, I can answer. Thank you. And I write blogs on my website called www.startsvenu.com. There I will write small and simple articles. You can go through that, and if you have any questions, you can even ask from there also. That's all, madam. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Venugopal, sir. It was very nice hearing you. You have presented different case studies, different videos, and we got lot of examples from it. Sorry, I could not join at the specified time, but I hope the participants might have benefited a lot from that. So we are very fortunate to have you, sir, today
Thank you,
for
madam.
this session. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
Always my pleasure to be part of these kind of events, madam. Thank you for the opportunity.
Yes,